Bill O'Reilly here. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update, sponsored by Tax Network USA, America's #1 choice for tax resolution. Please go to tnusa.com/bill or call 800-245-6000. Coming up next, the news with Mike Slater.
Thank you, Bill. It's Wednesday, October 23rd, 2024, 12 days until the election. Here's what's happening today in America. Kamala's day off. BRICS meet. Abercrombie's CEO. And don't get Giuliani'd. That's all coming up. Then Bill's going to be here with your message of the day. But first, Kamala took a day off from the campaign trail yesterday. Trump said in Florida, I can't get over it. Who the heck takes day off when you have 14 days left? She's lazy as heck. Meanwhile, it's official. Trump will go on the Joe Rogan podcast, the #1 podcast in America, 14 million subscribers on Spotify. It's going to be recorded at a studio in Austin, Texas. Mark Halperin said yesterday, if the trajectory of early voting continues like it is now, and he wanted to emphasize if, he said, we will know on election day that Donald Trump has won even before the polls open. The point of this is vote early. Vladimir Putin presided over a gathering of the BRICS nations. That's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. There's a couple other nations invited as well. Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, and the UAE have been added to the BRICS nations as well, but there's 30 countries attending the conference. When Russia invaded Ukraine, there were all these sanctions to isolate Russia, but they have plenty of other supporters around the world. The BRICS nations and Saudi Arabia, which has been invited to join, make up nearly half the population of the world and 25% of the GDP. The former CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch, Michael Jeffries, and 2 others were arrested as a part of a sex trafficking investigation by the FBI. He, his partner, and another man are charged with operating an international sex trafficking and prostitution business targeting young men, and they were told that if they engaged in this activities, then they would be better suited for modeling opportunities or some other Abercrombie and Fitch career opportunities. Jeffries was the CEO at Abercrombie from 1992 to 2014. In what I believe is an example of lawfare, if you dare question the results of this upcoming election in any way, you'll be Giuliani'd. A federal judge ordered Rudy Giuliani to turn over his Upper East Side apartment to 2 former Georgia election workers who won a $148 million defamation verdict last year against the former mayor of New York City. The federal judge determined that the mayor falsely accused these 2 workers of manipulating ballots in 2020, had to pay the woman and her daughter $16 million apiece, $20 million apiece for emotional damages, and $75 million in punitive damages to deter others from engaging in similar smear campaigns in the future. I'm Mike Slater. Bill O'Reilly with your message of the day. Next.
Did you know every day is a perfect day for peace of mind? With American Home Shield Warranty, you are covered for unexpected breakdowns like leaky faucets or faulty water heaters. Choose a plan that fits your budget and rest easy knowing repairs and replacements are taken care of. Simply contact American Home Shield when an issue arises, and their trusted pros will handle it according to your coverage. Don't let worries about appliances and home systems weigh you down. Celebrate the reassurance of protection. Don't worry, be warranty. For 20% off plans, visit ahs.com/bill. For more details, see ahs.com/contracts for coverage details, including limit amounts, fees, limitations, and exclusions. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. On this Wednesday, Michelle Obama will campaign with Kamala Harris this week in Michigan, marking the first time the former First Lady is out on the trail. That in itself is very strange. Where has Mrs. Obama been? She's extremely popular among Democrats, especially African American women. So one would think she would be aggressively promoting Vice President Harris. But she's almost completely been out of it until now. Why? I don't know. Therefore, I should end this essay right here. But I can't, because there's something very dubious about all this, and I am trying to clarify it. When the Democratic Party's most attractive voice, Michelle Obama, remains largely silent in a very close race, there has to be a reason. Now, earlier this year, I accurately reported that Mrs. Obama would not seek the presidential nomination, which she could have gotten, because she simply didn't want to do it. But on this one, the campaign issue, I have no clue. So I am searching for a clue, and if I find it, I'll report it immediately. In the meantime, we will watch the dynamic between Kamala and Michelle closely this week. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. You can reach me, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, name and town if you wish to opine. All right, let's go to the mail. We got Tricia, is a concierge member, and Tricia posts on the message boards, which is a lot of fun. And it's another benefit of being a concierge or premium member, to BillO'Reilly.com. The X factor is massive cheating. I realize the proof has to be made clear, and our Constitution clearly will not accept any evidence unless Donald Trump or executive branch appoints a special counsel. The amount of non-citizens voting is a big problem. Okay, Tricia, you and I are going to sort this out. Number one, you're absolutely correct. If cheating is discovered, you have to have evidence of it. But keep this in mind. There has been cheating in every single presidential election, all right? From John Adams to Thomas Jefferson, there wasn't any cheating in Washington's 2 terms because he was appointed, okay? There wasn't anybody really voting for him. But the next one, Adams, Jefferson, till now, every election it was cheating. It's just a matter of how big it is. Got to have evidence. Number 2, okay, non-citizens voting, a big problem. I don't believe it is. Not yet. Okay? The states are under tremendous pressure. Now, California, places like that, you know, they'll let you vote if you're not an American citizen. If they think, they'll look the other way, is what they're doing. But is it a big problem? I wouldn't say it's big. You got to keep an eye on it. Remember, it is against federal law. So if you are a foreign national and you vote and they catch you under Trump, you'll be out of here. Out of here. Under Biden, he wouldn't do anything about it. In a moment, something you might not know. Are you feeling the impact of recent timeshare industry changes? Now more than ever, the costs of timeshare ownership far outweigh the benefits. My friends at Lone Star Transfer are the only company I trust to help you get out. Our listeners' positive feedback demonstrates why I've supported the company for years. For more than a decade, they have helped over 20,000 owners get out of the timeshare. Their exclusive options can help you get out faster and easier, more than any other option in the country. They are the only company that will give you a written guarantee and release you from your timeshare in a specific time frame. With an A+ rating at the Better Business Bureau and thousands of 5-star reviews, customer service is their top priority. For a free consultation and a guaranteed solution, please call 855-551-7066. That's 855-551-7066, or go to LoneStarTransfer.com. Now, the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 109 years ago today, 50,000 demonstrators marched down Fifth Avenue in Manhattan. There, the protesters demanded equal voting rights for women. Here is the story. In July 1848, female activists gathered in Seneca Falls, New York, for the first Women's Rights Convention. The event kicked off a nationwide suffrage movement which was tied into abolition. Speakers included Frederick Douglass. The cause lost momentum during the Civil War when the country's attention obviously turned to the brutal conflict and freeing African American slaves. In 1869, Susan B. Anthony founded the National Women's Suffrage Association. Soon became the fastest growing political movement in America. The group was met with outright hostility from some, including women. In the early 20th century, Josephine Dodge formed the National Association opposed to women's suffrage. Their national pamphlet stated, quote, "The majority of women do not wish to vote. It is unwise, unfair, and unjust to force upon a majority of women a measure which is obnoxious to their ideals of womanhood," unquote. Well, by 1915, public sentiment had shifted in favor of women's rights. In late October, thousands marched down Fifth Avenue demanding the vote. At the same time, the suffrage parade was the biggest public display ever in New York City. By 1917, New York State passed the vote for women. A national amendment was passed 3 years later. And here's something else you might not know. The same day thousands of women walked down Fifth Avenue, the New York Times ran an editorial against the marchers. Wrote the Times, quote, "If they get the vote, they will play havoc for themselves and society. It is not possible to think of women as soldiers, sailors, police, or firemen." That was the New York Times way back in 1917. Not very woke. Back in a moment. Hey, Bill O'Reilly here. America is at a breaking point. Record inflation, interest rates, debt. The last thing we need is more reckless government spending and higher taxes, and they could happen. But a Harris presidency could bring us into that zone, plus a hit to your retirement savings. So protect your savings with American Hartford Gold. They'll help you secure your retirement by diversifying with physical gold and silver. Start with a simple phone call. They'll guide you through the process, even deliver gold and silver right to your door, or place it directly in your IRA or 401k. Don't wait. These safe haven assets can protect you in an economic crisis. Call or text American Hartford Gold today. Tell them O'Reilly sent you to get up to $15,000 of free silver on qualifying orders. Call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD Gold, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, that's 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.